Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Wow, let's start it off right here. I think I'm going to leave it in the stand tonight, see how that feels. So, fourth open mic. Man, this preoccupies my mind throughout the week and throughout the month as I'm here. And I was at work. I'm at work. I work as a building inspector for the county, and so I share an office with 4 guys, and they're just constantly complaining about their wives. This and that. She made me do this, and she won't let me go out. And so they turn to me and they say, what about your wife? What's the deal? Man, and I just turn to them and I look them straight in the eye, and I just say, great tits, sucks a good cock. And they all look back at me, and they understand that I am a happily married man. All right? This wedding ring right here, if you were to bum rush me right now on this stage, you would need the jaws of life to pry this thing off my hand, okay? And then a few weeks later, a guy will be like, oh, so Nick, how's it going with your marriage? Oh yeah, things are pretty good in your marriage. I guess we don't have to worry about that any longer. They were a little taken aback. It's funny, you look over at all those times and then you get up here and you go, okay, let's see. Let me just tell you a little story about my dad. My dad had a couple of things. There's a couple of things he said to me over the years that have just stuck with me. One of them, we're replumbing his house. We're laying down there. And this guy did a pretty good job of raising me, but he throws this line out. He says, just tell me the lie, Nick. Just tell me the lie. I'm like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Tell me the lie. That you were a good dad or a bad dad. I could never quite figure that one out. And then the other one he says, there's something that you should know about the McBurney men, and that's that all of our dicks, they all swing to the left. And it wasn't just to the left. It was 17 degrees left. Okay, Dad. So you were in geometry class in fucking junior high, right? You get that protractor out there, and you take the square of the hypotenuse, and you divide it by fucking 14, and you get your dick 17 degrees to the left. I could never figure out how he figured that out so specifically, and the fact that all his 3 brothers and me were all in the same boat. And this is how I imagine my dad would walk. He just kind of walk along. He was going to fall to the left. He would always fall to the left, and I could never figure that out. And then the other thing was that he had this kind of, so Nick, the reason that is because he said it is, and therefore it is because what it is. It was kind of a circular logic that he was always employing. And I could tell that it was just his way. The other thing is, I would never get in a goddamn boat with this guy. Because you set sail for fucking Hawaii, all right? And I'm telling you, man, you would end up in fucking Mexico. That's how it would work for this man. Horrible. Horrible sense of direction. Let's see what else is on my list tonight, folks. Okay, I had a little bit. I want to dedicate this bit to Ken Burns, the great documentarian, and a cautionary note to anyone thinking about doing open mics, okay? Because it can take a topic that is the most serious topic in the world and just completely screw it up. So, here's how it goes. So I'm bi-curious. I've decided I'm bi-curious, and so, I'm into bilingualism and bicultural exchange, and I decided to take my bi-curiosity onto Craigslist, and I put a little note up there, and before I know it, I got a knock at the door, and before I opened the door, and I'd exchanged a few emails with this guy, and before I knew it, man, he he was just all over me, and I didn't even have a chance to really get a good look at him. But anyway, I'm giving him this blowjob, and it turns out this guy is fucking old, all right? He is old, okay? Do you know how old this guy was? This
How old is he?
How old was he, Joe? You know how old he was? It looked something like this, okay? I got him, I'm doing him, and then I get the load of him. That's how old this fucker was, okay? But it gets worse, all right? Because I'm getting something here. Hold on. Now, hold on. This is the Ken Burns part. I'm getting something. It's 1935, all right? This fucker's so old. I'm getting a little Oklahoma panhandle dust bowl action here, okay? I can... Yeah. No, I'm definitely tasting something here, you guys, all right? All right? I'm getting a vision, all right? 1935 Dust Bowl in the United States. Yeah, definitely. He was there, all right? He witnessed a 14-year-old boy commit suicide, unable to support his wife and 4 kids. That happened, I can tell. He remembers it was so dusty that there would be these lines of dust that would fall from between the ceiling boards. And so you'd have these perfect lines of dust like some coke addict's fucking wet dream. It would just be a whole room covered with lines of dust. Boom, 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 all the way down. Thank you, Ken Burns. All right? That's Ken Burns, and I'll be sure. Tiny curlers. I don't like any of that. Okay, I'm just going to do a little piece of this. I have a minute. This came from my ex-brother-in-law, and it's a quick rendition of the 12 Days of Christmas. I'm only going to do a few of them. And of course I have to be a drunken bum too, so here it is. On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. Bitch, why you send me the whole fucking tree? God damn it! Holy fuck, you ever been to Costco? They sell that shit in a box for like $8. And a fucking partridge? That ain't a fucking meal, man. Come on! I mean, you eat the head, it's like a tiny walnut, which tastes good on little ridges and shit, but that ain't a meal. On the second day of Christmas, 2 turtle doves. Alright, a dove maybe, but that ain't no fucking turtle, alright? What is the shell? Where is it? And then, of course, I gotta skip all the way down to the 8 maids of milking, folks. You can't pass that up. And all it is, they have calloused hands. It's not good. And those hands are fucking strong, boys. So, let me go on to drunken bum stage again. Alright, babies, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do $5 hand jobs in the street. But there's got to be 4 guys, because them milkmaids, they like to do them 4 at a time. That's all I got. Thank you.